Okay, this is a totally different video than I normally do. Welcome to the Wayne Report. This is a crash course on how to land any airplane in a flight simulator. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so with the whole world basically going crazy over the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, I imagine everybody's having a great time flying over their house and seeing their city and exploring. It's wonderful. I'm sure you figured out how to take off and you figured out how to maneuver the airplane. Probably what you're struggling with is landing. It is the hardest part of flying. It's going to happen. The airplane will always come down. Gravity will always win. However, making a nice landing, a good landing that you can walk away from, that's the trick. I'm going to help you with that. I don't have the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, so if you will indulge me, I do have Microsoft Flight Simulator 10. It doesn't look as good as the new one, but it will work just the same. Here we are. We're in a little Cessna 172. We're flying in a Boeing field, okay? Beautiful scenery. This is FSX, so I apologize. You guys have way better scenery than me. But here we are. We're on short final. We're going to release the airplane from pause. And as we going down towards the runway, here we are. Notice the airspeed indicator over here. It's like creeping up. It's like a 90 knots. It's like way too fast for landing. Here we go. We start our flare. And the airplane's flying way too fast. So what happens? It skips off the ground. Maybe bounces up in the air. We're like, whoa. And then we're like struggling. Well, the airplane's got way too much speed for flying, right? And then we might impact the ground again, and then whatever. The whole thing comes down to speed control. Let's work on that. So what we want to do is have a good approach speed, but we have no idea what that approach speed is because it could be anything for any airplane. They're always different. It's a calculation off of the stall speed. Okay, so you may not know this, but all the markings that are on the airspeed indicator in all small aircraft or light aircraft or the old analog style gauges, all those markings on there have a specific purpose. They're not just there for pretty colors. So I dug up a picture of the Cessna 172 airspeed indicator right here. And if we look around the outside, the part that we want, the white range is where you can operate the flaps. So if we're going this fast, we cannot use the flaps. At the bottom of this range, this is the stall speed with the flaps out in the landing configuration. The bottom of the green arc is the stall speed in a specific configuration. In this case, it's going to be clean. So that marking is about 48 knots. Let's look at the numbers. Stalling speed, max weight, flaps up, 48 knots. So the rule of thumb for calculating your landing speed is 1.3 times your stall speed in that configuration. So in our case, we'd pick the flaps up. So that was 48 knots times 1.3, or 30%. Take our calculator, 48 times 1.3, 62.4. We'll round that up and use 65 knots. I'm good with that. Okay, I'm super excited to be doing this right now. Okay, let's do this here. 65 knots, we pitched our nose. We control our airspeed with our pitch. So there's 70, and there's 65. We just hold this speed, we go power to idle, and as we start the flare, we can look outside, just hold the attitude. Notice how nothing's moving, it's nice and smooth. Look at that. Center line could have been good. I'd definitely dock them points for that. There you go. Maintain your airspeed. Now, let's just go back here 1 second. Now, if we up our game a little bit to fancy jet airplanes, you'll notice that they don't have a green arc and whatnot in the airspeed indicator column here. There's no green and white arcs. So you need to know more speeds. But the airplanes are more complex because the stall speed changes so much by the weight of the airplane. So they have published reference speed, a VREF speed that you see here, landing approach. This gives you that speed. You don't have to add anything to it. For the flight simulator purposes, you don't have to add anything to it. So if the airplane was 90,000 pounds, you have to go into the settings and figure out what your airplane weighs. Your speed is 116 knots. Does that sort of make sense? So if you're skipping off the runway, you're flying too fast, all that problem has to do with speed control. That's Renton off in the distance there. Beautiful Mount Rainier. I'm just going to fly around. You guys enjoy Flight Simulator 2000. I wish I had it. I will get a computer fast enough eventually. We're just going to tool around Seattle. It's a beautiful day. Why not? I don't think they'd let me do this in real life. Sure wish I had a computer that would really keep up with this. Wow, look at the city. Let's go over there. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed that quick lesson. I hope it helps. We'll talk later. See ya.